Well, this is Baruch Fleischman here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and we're continuing to work on the Parsha of the week. This is Parshat Vayerah, but we're learning in the Zohar. This is the Sefer HaZohar. As we said before, what we're trying to do is go word by word as much as possible so that I can learn the meanings of the words and so that you can as well. Because I'm also a student, I'm trying to learn this material. So what's going on here is something that should spread and grow, because what's happened, like say the Matuk Midrash, but there's others, this particular Sefer, the Matuk Midrash, brings you the Zohar, and here we're going to be reading from this point right here, and then also he brings you a Pirush of Rehut, a running commentary, also with introductions, because a lot of the material that we're going to learn here is going to be brought to us by the Ariya Kodesh, and very few people in the Misnagdish world really know much about the Ariya Kodesh. They don't study the Ari, they study the Talmud, and they study the Shulchan Aruch, and they study law, so that when you go to a Litvi yeshiva, they're preparing their students to become poskim, rabbis. They learn the rabbinic style, and that is to decide right from wrong, and so on and so forth. Beyond that, they don't delve. They work only with what we call their pashtanim. They sit with the pashtas of it. But there are secrets within. These secrets are very important, especially now. The Vilna Gaon said that, and I am a student of the Gaon. The Vilna Gaon said that the study of Kabbalah will bring the Mashiach. It's not a joke. This is where we're at. The times are getting darker and darker, so we'll see how things go. Now let's read a little bit down below, just as an introduction. And it says like this, Pirush HaPasuk HaMuvad LaHolon. So this is an introduction that the Matuk Midrash is helping us with. Hu Medaber Derech Melitza Mashal. It's really speaking about, well, something metaphoric. He says a mashal, or a story, which can be compared like a simile, something similar to it, a melitza, which is a metaphor. So what he does, the himshal, that's the way you pronounce it, shemuas hanisim, that when a miracle occurs, v'haniflos, and wonderful things happen, they compares it to the reich hatov, to a beautiful scent, a perfume, al nefesh adam, which will flow onto a person. It comes into you when you're around something that smells beautiful. The reich shamanacha tovim. So he said, B'chavur reicham hatov shal nisecho, and he explains that this is his words, because of the scent, that the good scent that comes from your miracles when you do miracles. Shemen torak shemacha. He says, what it does is it makes your name kishem and azel, like a oil. When you start pouring it from one vessel into another, the scent of the shemen starts coming out. So then it gives a good reich to everything that's around it. So this way, in the same way, as nisim develop, as they come about, he says, that your name becomes more profound throughout the world, more publicized, like the wonderful things that you do. Now, people, you have to realize that quietly, the war that we are just, well, I don't think it's concluded. There's a ceasefire in the war. But right now, the situation is that on the day of Shmini Atzeres was the day of the massacre, 2 years ago from where we're standing right now. So he says on the day of Hoshana Rabbah, 2 years later, the prisoners were freed. Now, these are actually miracles in some quite strange way, how they are completely connected around the holiday of Sukkot. So he says, Al Kain Almas Ahuvecho. He said, V'lechein Umos Ha'olam, the natures of the nations of the world, Ahuvecho, Ubala his gayer v'likanis tachas kanfei shechina. They all will become beloved by you, and they will come, therefore, and try to come back under your wings. That is, like his gayer, to become Jewish or to adopt the Torah as their way of life. V'likanis tachas kanfei shechina, and enter into the wings, under the wings of the Shechina. So this is how it goes. That's an introduction. I'm not sure how well I understand it. I'm doing the best I can. So let's go on to a little bit more. So this is going to come in 3 sections. And I really have time maybe to do 2. And I'm going to do the 3rd one when I get back. As I'm running around, I'm going to be going to Israel next week, the week after this one. And there's a lot. I'm getting nervous, and there's a lot to be put together before we go. So it says, Rabbanan Paski B'chai Krua. So the Rabbanan began to speak in regards to this pasuk. It's a pasuk in Shir Hashirim, and it says, the Reich Shamanecho Toivim. The smell of the scent. I don't like to use the word smells a little rough. The scent of your oil, your good oil, Shemen Torach Shemecho. That Shemen, that's what he said, the Shemen, I guess he's comparing it then to miracles. That shemen is poured, it pours from one vessel to the next, and it pours out also your name. Tana Rabbanan, the rabbis taught, Hai Nishbas the Devar Enish, the neshama of this or any particular man, B'shata the Salka Ma'ara Ma'ara the Vakia, from the B'shata at the time, the Salka that he goes up, Me'ara from the land, this physical universe, the Rakia to a higher level, that is to the heavens. And he stands there in the presence of that tremendous radiance, the upper radiance, the Amaron that we've talked about. So at that point, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as the person is seeking God, comes to visit him. Ta Shema, come in here. Amar Rebbe Sheva Bar Yochai. Kol Nishma the Tzedekaya, all of the neshamas of all the tzeddikim, came to the Kaima Ba'aser Shkinta Yakara, since those neshamas are living and standing, and what's the right way to say it? That they're sustained there in the place of the Shkinta Elor, Ba'aser Shkinta Elor, the Chazich of the Mesiv, that they see that's the place to dwell. Kudsha Barichu Kare of the Hosa, so the Kodesh Baruch Hu is really called after the fathers, that is Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. V'am alone Zilu Ubakra Lapalnia Tzadika the Asa. So come and visit this Palnia, this individual Tzadika who's a Tzadik, the Asa, that's now coming. Shloma min Shemi, and then give him shalom, give him a shalom aleichem in my name. V'inun amrim mari alma lo yischazi la'aba l'meizich v'chadamech mecha the bar of the bara. V'inun amrim, and they say, mari alma, master of the universe. Lo yischazi la'aba, you did not appear to Abba, l'meizich l'mech mecha the bara, the chazer, you did not say that the father should come to meet the children. Bara is chaze the mecha the mecheva the mizbah la'avui. It's the other way around. The children have to first come to be able to meet the father. So that is an idea of how does the shefa work? How does bracha work? Does the bracha work at the higher level, which is the father, is going to be mashpia to the lower level with the son? And he says no. It's the son. The son must come from the bottom. It's chazeh the mechemech and the mecheva the mizbech the avui, so they come before us, so the mechme. So he says the mechme to see, the mechazeh to be able to look, the mizbech the avui to come and visit his father in his father's place. Now I'm going to make a stop right now, see where we're going, because I think there's things going on, and if we can, because the next piece is going to have a lot of Kabbalah, the Kabbalah of the Ari. And what he got to at the end of this part, that we'll see when we come up to the next place, is that there is a concept of Mayim Nukvin. Mayim Nukvin is a concept, if you don't know that name, you should. Mayim Nukvin means prayers from the bottom. It means what the bottom seeks. because the seeking of the bottom, which is the whole idea, Malchus is the bottom. The seeking of the Malchus draws Shefa from the Ein Sof Baruch Hu. So this is what we're going to see. We're going to talk about that as I continue on. So this is Baruch. I'm going to conclude this share here because actually I'm in the next day. I got busy and wasn't able to get back to this. So we're going to go on the next year. We're going to go into the Matak Midrash. There's a lot of hidden in the Matak Midrash in this year, and we'll be back on the next year with the Matak Midrash.